Man, why don't women have more statues in Chicago? Huh? We're going to talk about it today, man. So y'all get ready. Buckle in, strap up. 77 Flavors of Chicago.
That is, I can't get over it.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friend Kevin.
You know what it is, though? It's when I hit the beat, though. Because I get what I got to say in.
Yeah.
And then that's what make it fire.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. But like you said, shout out to Kevin.
Shout out to Kevin.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all. Welcome to another episode of 77 Flavors. We are here. It's Women's History Month. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button, whether you're on YouTube or anywhere you're listening to the podcast. Just hit the little plus sign on the top. It really makes a difference for us, and it's free for you. So it's the best way to support us. Leave a little, review.
Yeah, best way
to
support us is give us that donation. That's it for it. I'm gonna start begging now. Look, now the website is up with the button.
I know, and we've had some people reach out through the website.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we've gotten some really good feedback. People are loving it, so that I'm really happy. People have been signing up for the newsletter, which, if you did not know, you can do that through our website. Through the website, you can sign up for the newsletter. You get a weekly one. I won't bombard you with too many.
Yeah.
And then when things start to when
really
we have tours and stuff like that over the summer, we have events that'll all come through the newsletter. You'll hear it first before anyone else. So make sure you're rating, commenting, hitting that little plus sign, all those free things. We're here once a week. We're not going to bug you too much.
Hit that donate button. And here's why we ask you to donate, though. Because we do want to do these tours and make them free for the public and people who want to be there.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing it. And it's
Damn. All right. I'll take over.
No, I got it. Like, damn. Why was it's for
your throat?
Education. Yeah, look, I stopped the sentence because let me get through the donation part before we shenanigans. But yeah, that's it.
Well,
on education.
here's one way that your money will be used on our platform is we are gearing up for our big tour season with a lot of the schools. And if you follow us on socials, you'll be able to see that over the next few months. Yep. But we are currently in the process where we're setting up these free tours that integrate into the syllabi of these, the teachers. They basically reach out and they say, hey, this is what I'm teaching. I'd love to take my students out into their neighborhood, into a neighborhood they've never been to, for them to learn more about the history. And that's basically what we're doing here. And so we're really excited to get that going. We would love for you to support us to be able to do that. And, we have some really great partners that are going to be supporting, providing food or providing snacks, that kind of stuff. But it costs a lot to do these. It's hours of research.
Not cheap.
And if you want these kids to learn how to read,
not just read, learn what they read.
So they're not like, anyway.
Sarah got me shook on this couch. I'm trying to get comfortable here.
You're not comfortable?
No, I'm good.
If you're watching us on YouTube, I did yell. No, I didn't yell.
You did.
I did not yell.
Run the tape back.
I did not yell. I just said, I need you to stop smushing the cushion.
She said, "Muff." No,
I would never call you that. Would never. Those words. I'm not.
Watch where you put your elbows. That's what she said, y'all.
I said, stop squishing the cushion because it looks bad, and then it permanently squishes the cushion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, I get it.
Anyway, how was your week?
It was good. You know what? This week felt like it just went by kind of quick.
How is it April? I mean, it's not April, but it could be.
You could be.
It could be April in no time. Daylight savings has kicked my behind.
Yeah, it did.
Like,
it threw you off.
It threw me off so hard.
Yeah.
I woke up on Sunday and it was like 8. And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I was not, I mentally knew the time was changing at 2 a.m., but I was not prepared. And then this week, there were 2 things that we went out to where we were out of the house past my bedtime.
Back to back nights too.
And really, I wear my Apple Watch to bed, and so I see my sleep score. And the fact that my sleep score, I haven't hit. Usually, I'm like 9 hours. I need 9 hours of sleep, and I need to score like 95 or above for me to be a functioning human.
Yeah.
Anything lower than that, I am just like, you don't want to deal with me.
Yeah.
And so this week was really rough for me because I did not go to bed on time. I was really anxious about like waking up early because I didn't want to sleep in. I don't like sleeping in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I like to be my days started already by like 7:30 at the latest.
Yeah, we've been
so
averaging 8:30 getting up.
I know,
and that ain't like us
at all. And so it's really thrown me off. I'm trying to like
40,
adjust.
You ain't got no excuse.
I mean, it's just the excuses I don't want to.
Damn. All right. I mean, but like, but you young though. Young people should be able.
You know how you stay young? You sleep.
No.
You get but here's
you work out.
And you also take like a 7-hour nap in the middle of the day.
When is the last time I've taken a nap?
It's been a minute.
Thank you. Yeah,
but like you don't have a problem napping. I can't nap. Like,
you napped this past week like
I only
3-4 times.
No, I napped one time, and I only nap when I'm sick, and I had gone to the dentist, and I was in pain, and I had gotten my teeth done, and I was still like kind of like the anesthesia was still kind of there, and so I did take a nap that day.
You don't like admitting your naps,
and I don't like taking naps. Yeah, anyway.
You don't. You be acting like they like. Bad.
They're not bad. I physically cannot take a nap.
Y'all, she started out on the couch over here, and I knew I saw.
I was reading my book, and I was like, "Let me take my ass to bed."
And then she went to bedroom and tried to do the same shit. It was quiet for a little while. I was like, it was me and Campbell
quiet. At a pile of laundry sitting next to each other, just napping.
And Sarah had the Kindle in her hand, just like she was reading like this.
I was not reading.
Yeah, I read
like a paragraph, and here's the book is really interesting. It kept me up at night. One of the nights last week, I was up till like 1 a.m. reading.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, but I haven't had a chance to read because we're out every night, which I'm not complaining. I like being out, but it's thrown me off of my routine. So we did do some fun things this week.
Yeah,
it started out on Tuesday.
Also, y'all, if you don't want to hear none of this stuff, go ahead, skip, man.
Yeah,
like just
skip.
I'm a chapter.
They know by now. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Skip to the 11-minute mark.
I'm a chapter it for you, so you can. If you don't want to hear about us, you're like, let's get to the history.
That's fine.
That's you.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just like to.
Yeah, right. We have to.
We don't have to. I just want to.
No, it's the podcast. What are we? What is a nerdy podcast? I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it on the NPR. What are we? NPR? We ain't NPR.
I love NPR.
Yeah, but we're not them. Those some monotone nerds over there. Cool. Shut up. I mean, but
I used some of their research for today's episode, so we can't really.
No, yes, we can. They some nerds.
A little nerdy.
We some nerds, but we cool nerds. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool nerds.
I'm like probably not as cool as you though.
Probably not, but like
okay.
Look,
right.
I'm just saying. Right. You know, I know what it is.
Okay.
Look, I know what time it is.
Why do you think you're cooler than me?
Listen,
in the circles I run in.
Okay, that's cool. You beat Nitton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the coolest one there.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, not really. There's much cooler people in that circle, but they like me, I think. I don't know.
What if you find out after 3-4 years, damn, they don't rock with you like that?
No, they really like, I love them, so it doesn't matter.
That's friendship in real life, though.
Yeah.
You can find out later. Damn.
They didn't even. I feel like I would be able to tell if someone doesn't like me.
But look, I'm gonna have to say I couldn't because I couldn't. Now I can.
Now I can.
Now I can. Well, but like before,
as you get older, you learn.
Yeah. That old age, that old instinct just kick in. You know,
you start
wisdom.
seeing the flags really early.
Yeah. You just be like, oh, you doing something.
Sometimes I let people slide. But
yeah. I don't let nobody slide.
People have zero chance.
Zero chance, man. You can follow all you want to.
Enough of that. Let's talk about what we did this week. So we went to the Carrymen for Tullamore-Dew.
Yeah.
They had their event this last week, and I don't really like to go out for St. Patrick's Day. Just because I don't love like large crowds. I love that people love to celebrate. I've done it when I was like in my 20s. Like I did the bar crawls and all of that. I also don't drink, so like there's nothing for me to do.
Right. It's hard for you to lock in.
I can't get rowdy. I can get rowdy, but like without drinking and like everyone around you is like has been drinking since 7 a.m. It's just like not a fun experience for me.
It's hard to
But this event that we went to was actually really fun because it was like isolated in this one space. Mm-hmm. They did invite us, and we met the regional rep and then the global rep, which both really cool people, Maggie and Kevin. And one of them gave us a demo of the Irish whiskey, which I did not know that was like Tullamore-Dew, not Irish whiskey, Irish coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
And then Kevin did a little poem, which was really cool. They're both up on our Instagram if you're interested in checking it out. I love brands that like have people that really love their product. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like it's really cool. It wasn't like, it was industry people. It wasn't like an influencer event or anything. It was like for the servers and the bartenders of the industry before the craziness of the weekend.
And here's the thing. This is kicking my ass this episode. The thing is Chicago rocks with St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole thing. It started for most people,
Don't
it started
we have the
on Tullamore
largest
Day.
St. Patrick's Day
Yeah, because
parade?
we have like 2 or 3 parades.
Yeah,
The
I
Southside.
think we have the largest St. Patrick's Day parade
Yeah.
in the country.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Yeah.
Chicago always got like the largest,
Yeah.
or whatever. But here's the thing: it's like we start on when did we go to Tullamore? Do it was the Tuesday. We start on Tuesday. At the time of this recording,
it was like a week before.
A week before.
We're recording the weekend of the river dying.
So at this point, the river has died. It's
correct.
Your river has died right now, but it's partying today.
Yeah.
Sunday still got time to party. Monday,
people are gonna party through the week.
And ain't Tuesday,
probably into the next weekend.
Like Tuesday St. Patrick's Day.
Tuesday St. Patrick's Day, and it's also voting day.
Oh my God, this is about to be nuts.
Okay, get it together. Get your votes in.
It's about to be nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. I don't want to like fast forward into like the next things, but I do want to get into this episode because I'm really excited about it. But we did a couple more things this week that were really fun. We did Landmarks Illinois' annual fundraiser gala, which was really fun. We love Landmarks Illinois.
First time being there.
And they had it at the old post office, which was really cool. If you're looking for a place to support, like an organization, a nonprofit to support that is a lot about historical preservation, Landmarks Illinois is doing phenomenal work. Mm-hmm. They have been for like 50 something years, and their CEO is like the nicest person. Truly, like we're so grateful we can call her our friend. She is just such a phenomenal. Like genuinely good person, like truly to her core, she's a good person.
Yeah, it's crazy how she was walking around there like everybody knew she was queen.
I mean, and here's the thing: like everyone just gravitates to her. Everyone loves her. She's just so generous with her time, with her energy.
You know what's really cool about Bonnie is when she know how to connect people. She say, "This is so and so. This is so and so. Y'all shake hands. I'm gonna leave it at that."
Yeah,
that is her.
She's so good.
That's her tagline. She like, look. Y'all know how to work this out. And she dip out. Like she introduced us to somebody and then just left.
Here's the thing. This event had 800 people and all 800 people wanted to talk to Bonnie. Like that is how much people enjoy being in her presence.
A lot of people there.
We also did a couple fun things.
Influencer things.
Yeah, we went to Sapori Trattoria. I don't know. I'm not Italian.
Kick your ass.
Y'all figure it out. It's on Halstead. It's an Italian restaurant. Really cute. It's like a little rustic Italian place. And then after that, we went to Black and Highly Flavored at Second City, which if you're listening to this on time, this week, the week of the 16th, is their last 2 shows.
Thursday, Friday.
When I tell you that is the hardest I've laughed
in a while. In
such a long time. I walked out of there, tears running down my face.
That last little bit. Boy, let me tell you,
they were too funny.
That was by far the funniest improv I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The funniest improv.
Oh my God, they killed it.
That was the funniest in the last few years, funniest comedy I've seen.
And I feel like I'm almost like more of a fan of improv than stand-up.
Yeah.
And I like stand-up because you used to do stand-up and I would go to a ton of shows and I, enjoyed them. Not everyone was funny. Not everyone needs to be a comedian.
They don't need
Let me tell you that much. No. Now, a lot of people in this in comedy
wash your hands of it.
Yeah, need to keep your day job and then maybe like pick up a book after 7. Like you don't need to be in these comedy clubs. But I've enjoyed every improv show we've gone to.
Yes.
And Second City is just cool. Like there's just so much history there. I feel like it's a cool space.
I was telling you as we were sitting there watching the show, because I went to Second City, if y'all don't know. I just did the A through E program. So nothing major. It was major to me because it was fun, you know what I mean? Like walking through the hallways. But man, you really do learn the craft when you are there. And if you take it past you have to, in order to become on the main stage, you have to be go through the A through E program.
Right.
And then you have the option to jump in to that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't choose that route. I went to stand-up comedy because at the time I wanted to do some more. But like, man, knowing what I know and seeing the quality, man, I don't know. If I had to choose again, I am not getting back into comedy. I don't want to. If I had to choose, it'd be hard. It'd be hard. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Because it's that camaraderie and that connection that you have with each other, and then being able to play with the crowd like
it's just
that.
so different because stand up is like such a solitary thing, and improv is like a group.
And I like that.
Yeah,
I like being the man, up on the stage. But anyway, that's not about me, man. Second City really had them one.
Yeah,
with this
I'm,
one.
I'm actually really sad that it's only for a couple more more shows.
I'm sad that we didn't get a chance to see it earlier.
I know,
and spread this word a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we ran into shit. We were supposed to do it earlier, but whatever. It is what it is.
Anyway, let's get into this episode. I'm excited.
You're trying to get into the episode.
I mean, we've been talking for 15 minutes.
Let's lock in. Yeah.
All right. So today we're talking about twofold. I would say women in sculpture, but more specifically sculptures of women, right? Mm-hmm. And public art around women. Obviously, it's Women's History Month. So there's often this conversation that comes up about like women being represented in public art, women being represented in like sculpture that is like, what do you call it when it's like a bust or like an image?
A bust, just that. A bust.
And so it's really interesting because I went down this. We both went down this rabbit hole of research, and it was really fascinating. And I kind of at first was like disappointed in Chicago, and then I realized, this is not everywhere. A Chicago issue.
It's everywhere.
This is an issue everywhere. So I went back a few years in my research, probably like a decade or so, and my first finding was that there are 44 statues or busts of men in the Chicago Park District. And there was only 2 of women. This is as far back as like 2015, right? And the thing that really caught my attention, and I kind of want this to be the starting point of this conversation, is that the Park District at the time, and this is in a Axios or a WBEZ article, that they interviewed someone from the Parks District that said, according to them, there are no statues of women in our city parks because the peak of public figurative sculpture in the U.S. took place before women could vote. And I looked at that and I was like, okay, that's an interesting reason. But that was, when could women vote? Like, when was that? Right? If you don't know, which is actually really interesting because I didn't know the exact date, but women got the right to vote. The 19th Amendment passed on August 18th, 1920. It's my birthday.
Yeah. Hey.
And it was the amendment was certified August 26th, 1920. And I was like, okay, what was the nature of the world that we lived in the 1920s? And like, I'm not saying that, women had a ton of rights, obviously, but it was just really fascinating to look at it from at that time period, which is now so they're claiming that the height of these figurative sculptures happened before the 1920s. So we're talking like late 1800s into the early 1900s.
Yeah. I'm a challenge that. Not a challenge in the sense of when they were built, because you can see when they were built.
Yeah.
But that's a tough answer to give, seeing that's 80 years ago. Yeah. More than that. That's 100 years. 106 years ago. 106 years ago.
Yeah. Dario wants it to be the 90s so bad.
I do. I wish the 90s were back, man. I'm sick of these damn 2000s. To give that answer would have been acceptable, 30, 40 years after the fact, and that's still not acceptable.
Yeah.
But like 100 years later, we still ain't, if that's your answer, is like, they didn't have rights, so we didn't have to, we didn't figure it out. Nah, I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
It is. And so so as of, I don't know, like 2015, 2018, the Park District has named and renamed about 66 parks to honor the legacy of notable women over the last 2 decades. So starting probably in the 2007, that time period. And one of the most like notable one is Chicago's Women Park.
Yep.
Not only because it's named after Chicago women, but it also has one of these like sculptures for women. And we'll get to that in a second because I do have a bone to pick with that specific sculpture.
I kind of got a bone to pick too. Now that I just thought about it. I wonder if our bone's going to be the same thing, Paul.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's what she said.
This is not a serious podcast. according to the Washington Post, less than 8% of public outdoor sculpture of individuals in the U.S. are women. So we're talking about the entirety of the United States. Less than 8%.
You know what? Kind of side tangent. Right before we did the podcast, speaking of women, did you know that the WNBA, if you don't know, WNBA is going through the collective bargaining agreement dispute, right?
Yep.
Where they're trying to come to an agreement on revenue funds and how to share it, right? I just realized that the WNBA last year only took home 9% of what they made.
Isn't that insane?
Now here's
of revenue.
Here's why that makes it even crazy. Because you're probably like, okay, 9%. That's okay. The NBA takes home 50%.
That's wild.
Like, and y'all.
And like, this is nothing new. Like, 70 cents to the dollar for white women, 50, I think it's like 50 or 48 cents to the dollar for black women. Like, this is nothing.
Ain't nothing new.
We're not shocked here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like the numbers are way lower than I expected.
Because don't nobody talk about them.
Because of the number of significant women that we know that just out of Chicago.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's kind of like, obviously it's disappointing seeing your own city fail in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we talk about it is because things need to change.
Yeah, you got to bring it up.
And I just think it's real, like the trajectory of how things moved is really interesting.
Yeah.
And so Central Park,
okay,
right?
Yep. New York.
Obviously, yes, Central Park, New York, has 22 statues of men, and they got their first statue of a woman. It was commissioned in 2018 and put up in 2020. First statue of a woman in 2020.
Wait. It was commissioned in 18 and wasn't put up until 4 years later?
Well, the artist took time to build.
Okay.
Yeah.
That make it. At first, I was about to be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was their first statue of a woman in the entirety of Central Park.
Damn.
And there's 22 of men.
Damn. First of all, where are these statues at? Because I done walked up and down Central Park. Like north to south, literally.
I know.
And I mean, it's so large you can't see it all, but
it's wild.
That is insane.
There's a ton of statues in Central Park. There's a lot of public art in there. A lot of it is like non notable people,
right.
Like animals and stuff like that. But we're talking about specifically of people. Humans. They have 22 of men and 1 woman statue, which is 2 people: Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Stanton.
Oh, so it's one statue, but of 2 people.
Both of them. Yeah.
They like next to each other. Something?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I guess they got 2. Are they counting it as 2 or just
nope,
one?
it's just 1.
Because
it's one piece of art. Yeah. As of 2023, 5,000 sculptures of men, and there are 5,000 sculptures of men and only 300 of women in the U.S. in the entire U.S.
Well, first of all, it's only 5,000 sculptures in the whole.
That's. So here's why this is hard: is because this is such an kind of like an area that it's hard to dedicate resources to,
right?
And each city has to do their own measurements. These numbers are hardly accurate,
right? Yeah, because it's not accurate in Chicago,
right? Because we try and gather this information, but a lot of the time it's it misses a ton. Things are defined differently. Like, are you counting murals? Are you counting areas that are dedicated to this person where there's a sculpture of a hand? You know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot of like the numbers aren't exact. I will say.
Yes.
So
that makes sense.
Plus minus a couple thousand. I think. I'm not
still
sure.
Not nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is just public. I'm talking about public art. This is not counting anything in private collections or museums or anything like that, right? And then of the top 50 represented individuals in these statues, 11 are U.S. presidents, 12 are U.S. generals, 50% are men that enslaved people.
Damn.
And 40% were born into a wealthy family. And I think it was really fascinating because a lot of it was like, so why does it matter? Why does it matter when people are upset that there's a Christopher Columbus statue up, right? Like, why does that matter? It's because
all the people you can put up.
Well, because sculptures and statues and monuments aren't necessarily there to document history.
Yeah.
They are there to depict a time period of what we think is worth documenting or what we think is worth celebrating, I guess is better.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you look at a city like Chicago, where there's almost 3 million people, and you think that of all the women that have come through the history of Chicago, there's only 2 are worth putting up statues of in the Parks district.
That's tough, y'all.
That is what is really hard to like come to terms with.
And here's the thing, and not to at all rank women at all. You know what I mean? Like, but the women that have the statues.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
Do you want to hear what the top 5 are?
Well, this was my dissertation of it,
okay.
Right? You know, the women that have the statue, they only got the statue because their community put the shit together. It ain't like the
it's
city
not like
was
the city has commissioned
hey,
the
we
work.
need one right here. Because if it was that case, then we would have more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is not just Chicago,
and so
everywhere.
Everywhere. But, you know, obviously we live here, so this is the place we're more concerned about. And I think there was a piece, and, you know, you can check the show notes for all of these articles that I'm referencing here. But there was an interview for a WBEZ article where, an Axios article. Monica Ang was kind of talking about this again. And this was, I believe, her articles from 2021. And the Park District Commissioner was saying, we want more sculptures of women.
Well, do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do it.
That's what, I don't know.
Like, you know, and
I don't know the logistics of like, what does it take to commission an art piece?
We thinking too much. That's what it is. That's the problem. You thinking too. If you got to think about it that hard, like you said, all the women that have statues, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that have done these things in Chicago history, and we got a woman that was the godmother of gospel.
Yeah.
For the world.
Yeah.
She ain't got no statue.
We have too many significant people not to be represented.
Like one of the biggest woman suffrage pioneers.
Let's get to that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
But
yeah.
So the most represented women in the country are, number 1, Joan of Arc, not even a U.S. based figure. Okay. Second is Harriet Tubman.
Okay, all right, that's valid.
But here's the interesting thing about Harriet Tubman is that at some point there were 21 statues of her, but there was 22 statues of mermaids. Okay.
See, and mermaids not even real, y'all.
Well,
it's not real.
That's debatable.
We're not doing that.
They're definitely not as significant as Harriet Tubman, but they might
real.
be real. They might be real.
Ain't never seen one.
Sacagawea.
Okay.
Rosa Parks is number 4. And Sojourner Truth was number 5.
I did a dope presentation on Sojourner Truth back in like 4th or 5th grade.
Really?
I still got all the paperwork. I still got the posters. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I still got all the posters. And
Do you have them here?
They should be in my closet.
Oh my God.
I mean, I got an A++ on that one.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I love that.
It was good.
You've always been a history nerd, huh?
Always. You know what? I'm gonna pull it up and we can throw it up in the episode.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But what's insane is Harriet Tubman being number 2 with only like 20 plus statues is like still not a lot of statues.
And where they at?
All over the country.
Like mostly south or where?
I would say probably not mostly south.
Yeah, probably north. Yeah,
probably not at all in the south. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not.
She said they didn't pay you for that.
Nope. It's not part of my research.
No.
And let's get to who are the women that are represented in Chicago.
Yes.
So there are a few sculptures of women. In general, this is outside and inside of the Park District. We have the Cheney Good Memorial, which was built in 1932 at the it's in the middle of the Midway Plaisance, and it's dedicated to the 2 suffragettes. We have the Chicago Women's Park, which in 2011 has the Helping Hands sculpture of Jane Addams. Again, not a sculpture of Jane Addams, just like pieces of rocks with hands that are amputated at the wrist, kind of like overlapping, which a lot of people really criticized because it was like, we have this very significant figure and like this sculpture doesn't really kind of
show her,
encompass all of that she did.
No. Because,
she did a lot.
It was crazy. It ain't even one by the whole house.
Right.
It ain't even one over there. And think about
imagine one in the courtyard of the Hull House. That would be nice.
It'd be beautiful. Now, here's the thing about the woman in this park. The plaque that they got that you even know that is there, you'll trip over it if you don't. Yeah. If you're not looking, it's on the ground. before you really get into it. Like,
yeah.
hey, we could do better, y'all.
I think so. There's also the Gwendolyn Brooks, which was the first sculpture of a woman in Chicago's parks, which was put up in 2018.
And Kim Wood, right? Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean,
2018. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Gwendolyn Brooks was 2018. There was one. Well, was that the first one? I don't think so. I think the one
in Chinatown.
Chinatown.
Yeah,
that was the year before.
The judge.
Yeah.
The judge.
She was the year before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Judge Laura.
Yeah, Laura Liu.
Yeah. And then we have Georgiana Rose Simpson, who was the first Black woman to get a PhD from the University of Chicago in June of 1921. There is a sculpture of her.
There is?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And then you have Richard Hunt's Light of Truth, which was put up in 2021 for Ida B. Wells. Mm-hmm. And again, not a sculpture of Ida B. Wells, but dedicated to her and
it's
her
gorgeous.
life. And I mean, we love Richard Hunt's art.
That is a gorgeous statue, too.
It is.
That bad boy is tall. It's
huge.
That is tall.
Yeah.
Man, it's taller. He like tall statues.
Yeah.
Because now that you think about it,
a lot of really beautiful big sculptures.
The We Will statue is also about that same height. I wonder which one is taller.
No, the IW Wells one is
taller. Right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That one is taller. That one is massive. Like massive.
What is the tallest statue in Chicago?
Probably the Picasso or the Flamingo.
Oh, that's right. I keep
probably one of those.
I don't know why I forget about that sculpture. Those two are the most massive. I got it tattooed on me. What am I talking about?
I feel like the Flamingo's taller, isn't it? Look it up. Yeah. Look it up while I go through this list a little bit longer.
Yeah.
We do have Kerry James Marshall. The 2017 mural has a lot of Chicago female trailblazers. It's on 78 East Washington. I don't know if you would count that as part of this conversation, but it is a mural depicting women. There's quite a few that are of younger girls. Mm-hmm. Murals of younger girls. Not necessarily, again, not in the conversation of like them being of notable people. Mahalia Jackson Court.
Okay.
No bust, no statue, nothing. It's just a gathering space for the community named after her.
Now, and here's that was just recent.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very recent.
Matter of fact, I interviewed or did it for somebody else who is the one behind it, making it.
Oh, nice.
Like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so that's really where we are right now in Chicago. If you were to pick a person that you feel like deserves, one I wanted to throw in there, which again is not necessarily about the woman, is the Oakwood Beach sculpture for
my goodness,
it's like at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
This is crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. Bessie Coleman.
Why
the hell did
that took forever?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But it's also not just Bessie Coleman. It's like other women and their accomplishments, isn't it?
No, it's just
Bessie Coleman,
and it's got the it's
all her accomplishments throughout
where
her
she
life.
went.
Yeah. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
That's also another one. Again, not depicting a woman, but dedicated to her. And if you actually don't know about it, you wouldn't know that it's her, because the plaque that's in front of it talks about the artist.
Yeah.
Does not really talk about the art piece.
And it was what they, depicted, like their inspiration. Right. I do want to go over real quick I don't know if you were going to do that, so apologies, but the reason why the Laura Liu statue is the number one statue was made in Chicago.
Tell us.
Yeah. So she was the first ever woman judge appointed in the state appellate court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She was the first Chinese American woman judge appointed to Circuit Court of Cook County, the first Chinese American appointed to the Illinois Appellate Court also.
Wow.
So now, here's where I want to kind of take the conversation, because we talked about it a little bit earlier. Communities are the ones that are doing this.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn Brooks is in Brooks Park because the community, church, and everything vouched for that, and that was a year after, And Mahalia Jackson was probably gonna get a statue. I thought that was the time. Now I'm trying to remember the conversation I had with the person spearheading it. I thought that was gonna be the thing. There was not Mahalia Jackson. Mahalia Jackson. Yes,
there are some things that are planned.
Yes,
but nothing that's done yet.
The point is that I wanted to make too is specifically with the Chinatown community and Bronzeville community have been for decades putting on for their community area.
For sure.
You go to Chinatown almost feels secluded in the sense that they made that their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is Chinatown is precisely Chinatown. Not that anybody welcome over there, but it is a community built for them, right?
Right.
And it's no wonder that, Asian community loves to represent people that represent them, right? Especially after being what they've been through in America, you have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, same thing with Black folks, you know what I mean? Like, we've been fighting for years to get Bronzeville as a heritage site. Now it has been for like the last couple of years. And so to see again, 17, 18, to get those statues put up, man, that is, who was the, during that we just thought about, that was going to make the statue for, it was Mahalia Jackson. We did it for open house. That the artist space that in Chatham, that guy. He was, remember?
I remember.
Man, I wonder what's going on with that because he was making the bust for it.
He was.
He was not the bust. He was making a statue, that was supposed to be up at that Mahalia. At that, man, I just thought about that. I just remembered. Anyway, that's my piece, man. Like, it's like, so what? How do we? The question is who's next? How do we change this?
I do have a couple more facts because there was I read a couple things about the fact that there was an increase in the 80s, which increases from 0 to 2, I guess. And it was because the first public park that was dedicated to women opened in New York City. Women's Rights National Park was in the 80s. And then they had the first National Women's History Week, which later became History Month in 1990. So there was kind of a boom in the 80s of either women sculptors or sculptures of women. And then we what?
Wait, New York started Women's History Month?
No, it was just like those are the two things that happened within that decade that kind of people would kind of not credit as like the boom of
women's history,
but it's almost I almost when I was reading the article I thought of it of like how in 2020 a lot of businesses were like we support Black people because Black Lives Matter,
right? And
it just almost felt disingenuous because it was like it felt a lot of the businesses were doing it because it was like the trendy thing to do. And I feel like that happens a lot throughout history because when you have things that like suddenly overturn, you either jump on the bandwagon late and because you just wanted to follow a trend as opposed to like, this is a belief that you've always had. And so, these two events happening in the 80s being correlated to the increase in sculptures of women in that same decade, it could be that because, those two things happened. So people were like, oh shit, I guess we haven't been representing women. Right. Let's do it because now we got a Women's History Month. It's possible that that's why that happened, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I do want to give some credit to people that are making changes, but we'll get to that in the next section.
Okay. You want to transition there now? Or no?
You don't got to ask me. You just press the button.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
We're never going to get that part right. So where were we 10 years ago? I want to talk about 10 years ago from right now. So we're talking like 2015, 2016, right? 2016, obviously, because we're 2026.
Yeah.
Not much has changed. I don't think there's been... New York City got one new public park sculpture in 2020, or at least for not all. I can't verify if it's all public parks, but just specifically for Central Park, they've only got one. And Chicago, nothing.
Well, since 2016,
yeah, barely.
Technically, you got the two.
You go.
I mean,
we had the two in 2015, so nothing has changed.
No, you didn't. You had with Gwendolyn Brooks and
I guess
Gwendolyn Brooks and
that is new.
Yeah, literally right after
that. And where will we be 10 years into the future? And this is where I want to give the credit to the people that are actually, there are some initiatives out there of people that are trying to change this specifically. In my research, I came across this one specific site called Statues for Equality. And it's a website that, where it's a group of women, and they, well, I guess it's not a group of women, but this specific website lists all of the public sculpture. They're trying to make a list of all the public sculptures of women that are available. Again, it's really hard to do that because it's, you can't really count, like you're relying on cities to give you these statistics.
Which, I mean, here's the truth of the matter though. If the cities would cooperate with them and just tell them how many they got, you city got record of the stuff. I mean, like,
that's true.
So why is this so hard?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be. It's all these cities. If you got to listen, right here, cities across America. If you have a statue of a woman, head to the website and let them know of the statue of the woman that you have in your city, so that we can get these numbers updated. Thank you.
So, this website was actually, or this project was started by, and I don't know if it's like Gillie or Gillie, Gillie. And Mark Shatner. They are a husband and wife duo who are sculptors. So that this is like their medium. And, they spent the last, couple decades making public art, and they realized that there's not representation of women. So they really kind of spearheaded this, research and project to add more sculptures of women. And they did a lot of work in New York to do that. And I mean, I guess
we got a long way to go then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the reason we had this conversation. I feel like it's a good conversation to have because you got so many, a ton of problematic men statues.
Many.
During the Lori Lightfoot years, we was just, we was like arguing to take them down. We got a couple taken down. I mean, Logan Square, named after a dude that was adamant about not having blacks in Illinois. So, it's so many problematic things. And we mentioned Illinois, Landmarks Illinois, earlier in the show. We know for a fact through them that most of the stuff is inaccurate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like when we came up with this idea, it was like the conversation is bring it to light that it ain't a lot of women figures out there. Maybe that's why. And you want to talk about respect. A lot of these women did some things where we wouldn't even have certain things.
Right.
NAACP was founded by
there's a lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that is it's crazy that somebody like Ida B. Wells only got a sculpture. Not mad at nobody, especially Richard Hunt, not mad. Thank you for doing that.
But there should be more.
But there should be more.
Yeah.
It should be something.
Yep. She Built NYC received a $10 million city fund to commission new public arts honoring women and important to the city. So that's a huge.
What Chicago got? We got any groups? Damn, don't say that.
There's these are groups that are doing nationwide change. So the San Francisco passed an ordinance in 2018 that required 30% of new artworks installed to depict real women. The National Statuary Hall in the U.S. Capitol. Yeah.
SC combinations. 1-2 in your
ass. Congress passed a bill in 2000 that allowed states to replace their previously donated statues in the hall, which, you take Confederate leaders and you sort of flip them.
They were donated?
I guess.
Somebody old ass grandma was like, hey, I got a statue here for you.
I mean, they're donated by, I don't know, somebody. Women's Rights Pioneers Monument, which they were responsible for the 2020 sculpture in New York City, getting that up. So there's people doing things to change this. Not enough, massive, but we're getting there. Some books and movies. Do you want to add something before I get to the books and movies?
I was going to say, do we know of? I think we know of the next statue coming up. I mean, Mahalia Jackson, I think, was the one that is probably next.
It's the Griffin.
Griffin. There it is. Yes, he was the one. And that's a wife husband.
He's a phenomenal artist.
He's phenomenal.
She's an architect and he's a sculptor, and together they have Bordeaux Griffin. Is that what it was called?
I think so. Griffin Bordeaux thing, and so I think that's the next one of a woman, right?
I believe so.
Because that was a couple years ago.
We need to follow up on that. That was a couple years ago.
That was a 5-year project anyway.
It was.
So yeah, we are what 2.5 years in.
Yeah.
Of it. So
Bordeaux Griffin.
Yeah. Wow. Man, that's yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I mean, really important to support artists. I feel like it's kind of 100%. Interesting because I was watching this thing the other day that it was like we romanticized the idea of like a struggling artist, but the best art was made by artists that were supported by wealthy individuals.
Yes.
So really a struggling artist doesn't make the best art.
No. They ain't got the resources.
Right.
It's like they the most resourced.
Yeah.
Our dog is struggling to figure out how to get out of here.
Trying to get.
He said, "You know what? Let me just scratch my head. Hold on. Let me think about this."
Some books that I would like to recommend. These are specifically about women that are sculptors. I feel like it was. I found some really interesting books. There's a ton that has been written out there. Not a ton, but a few. Bessie Potter Vannoh. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Vonnoh. Actually, really interesting person. I learned about her through the Art Institute website. And she was the first female sculptor that had an exhibit at the Art Institute.
Oh, wow.
And the Art Institute basically bought her statues. And then, over the years, she was a really, really famous sculptor in her time. And in their article, they said, she's not as known today, but at the time she was really famous. And most of her sculptures were of women. So there's a biography about her. It's called Bessie Potter Vannoh, Sculptor of Women. It was by Julie Aronson. The next book is Masters of Shape, The Lives and Art of American Women Sculptors by Maria Osherman. Marble Queens and Captives, Women in the 19th Century American Sculpture by Joy S. Casson, which this one I actually might check out and read ASAP because it's really interesting. It talks about kind of like the idea of women as artists from a socioeconomic perspective. The blurb of it was really, really interesting. So those are some recommendations if you want to learn more about. I'm sure there's a bunch more. These are just the 3 that really caught my attention.
Yeah.
And if you're at the Art Institute, check out if you might be able to see some of these sculptures up. I don't know. It's easier to see women.
A lot of women
depicted. Yeah, it's easier to see women depicted in art when it's like a private collection or a museum or whatever. But it's always harder when it's public art and it's free, which is really.
That's key, y'all.
That's key.
That's key.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Get y'all broke boys out there.
Damn. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, buddy.
I had a lot of fun, not in like a positive.
Yeah, right. Maybe you didn't have a lot of fun. Who knows?
It was very interesting to read. I think there's a lot of information and I hope that I painted the story in a way that made sense.
Sculpted the story.
Hey, there it is. Sculpted the story. Damn, I missed that opportunity.
Yeah, I got
but if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone you love. It's the best way to support us. Check out the show notes for all of the articles that I mentioned. They will be in there. There's some photos in there that you can look at. And that's all I got. I hope we see you next time.
Donate, subscribe. You know what I'm
saying?
There it is. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we hope you loved it.
And if you could, please follow us on social media at 77 Flavors Shy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter.
If you have any ideas or deep dives that you'd love us to do, please contact us at media@77flavorsshy. That's the number 77 flavors and shy for Chicago.com.
If you like visuals, please subscribe and follow and watch us on our YouTube channel at the same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, or search 77 Flavors of Chicago.
If you would like to support us monetarily, go ahead and click that Buzzsprout link in the description of this episode.
And as always, we gonna see you next week. Peace.